Every single minute, creators around the world upload over 500 hours of high-definition video to a deeply integrated global network. We interact with it every day through a simple search bar, but beneath that interface lies an incredibly massive, heavy, and expensive physical infrastructure spanning the entire globe. When Jawed Karim uploaded an 18-second clip at the zoo in 2005, nobody anticipated the actual cost of scaling infinite video. By the time Google acquired the platform a year later for $1.65 billion, analysts and media outlets widely questioned the price tag, wondering how a server-intensive site could ever turn a profit. Today, those early doubts have been mathematically crushed. The platform now generates roughly $60 billion in annual consolidated revenue, effectively matching the gross domestic product of a mid-sized country. But if you tried to start this exact same company today from your basement, the math falls apart immediately. Imagine attempting to host a catalog of billions of videos on a commercial cloud provider like Amazon Web Services. This animated balance sheet shows exactly what happens to those profit margins. When you factor in storage space and the massive fees for a content delivery network, the system that physically routes video files to user devices, commercial cloud rates would hit you with egress fees of between $1.8 to $2 billion every single year, wiping out your bottom line before you even pay a single creator. Managing $2 billion in physical data freight means we cannot evaluate this platform as a standard website. It operates entirely as a sovereign digital economy, complete with its own proprietary infrastructure, an independent working class, and an automated justice system. Delivering free, high-definition media to billions of screens globally requires entirely bypassing the traditional bottlenecks of the public internet. Google accomplishes this by building proprietary physical hardware and installing it directly inside the facilities of local internet service providers. They call this the Google Global Cache. This network diagram illustrates how the global cache operates. Instead of a video traveling across congested public transit routes and bouncing through dozens of servers, this hardware ensures the data travels in under 3 hops. When a viral video spikes in popularity, it doesn't cause a global traffic jam. It becomes a cheap, direct local route from your neighborhood ISP directly to your phone. They also ruthlessly ration their computational power using a demand-gated quality ladder. Every video gets a basic, cost-effective H.264 encoding, but the top 5% of trending videos, the ones getting millions of views, receive highly expensive AV1 computational processing, heavily compressing the file size to save massive amounts of delivery bandwidth. While algorithms dictate what we watch, the platform's actual economic moat is this physical, localized telecommunications network. It is the only reason hosting infinite video remains financially viable. But servers are useless without content, which brings us to the citizens of this digital state. The traditional engine of this labor force has always been the partner program, offering a direct 55-45 ad revenue split favoring the creator on long-form uploads. If you look at this bar chart tracking baseline revenue streams, you see the traditional appeal of the platform. 1 million views on a standard long-form video reliably generates between $1,000 and $15,000, depending on the niche and audience demographics. But when we add the shorts pooling system for vertical micro-content, payouts plummet. Because ad revenue is aggregated and heavy deductions are taken out to pay music licensing rights, a creator's final take-home pay for 1 million shorts views sits at a mere $30 to $200. This variance exposes a severe wealth stratification. Within this economy, the top 10% of creators actively capture 62% of all financial rewards, leaving over half of the labor force earning under $15,000 a year. To survive, mid-level creators cannot rely on views alone. The true creator middle class is defined by those who build a financially sustainable income of $10,000 to $100,000 a year by actively diversifying their revenue streams off-platform. One primary method is integrating their channels with e-commerce platforms like Shopify. By securing 15% commissions on physical goods and utilizing 30 to 50-day holding periods on payouts, creators build a buffer against product returns and protect their operational margins. Because the algorithmic labor system mathematically extracts the most value from the bottom 90% of users, the middle class only survives by building these independent retail safety nets. Moving billions of dollars across borders and managing user-generated uploads creates an immense legal vulnerability. Without strict regulation, a wave of corporate copyright lawsuits would immediately bankrupt the company. To solve this, a massive automated border patrol called Content ID was developed. Every year, this system actively processes and scans 2.2 billion automated copyright claims. This flowchart illustrates the choice rights holders face when Content ID flags a video. Over 90% of the time, corporations choose not to block the video. Instead, they route the ad money away from the creator and directly into their own accounts. This mechanism has successfully redirected over $12 billion back to the music and film industries. Inside the creator studio, a strict traffic light system enforces advertiser friendliness. Automated audits scan audio and visual frames, applying a green, yellow, or red monetization icon. Even a mild profanity within the first 30 seconds of an upload will immediately trigger a yellow icon, cutting off premium ad rates. This automated justice system functions as a lucrative peace treaty with major corporations. It prioritizes absolute advertiser safety, even when that safety requirements supersede individual creator expression. Zooming out from the code to the physical world reveals an immense macroeconomic footprint. This digital ecosystem pumps over $60 billion directly into the United States GDP alone, sustaining over 540,000 physical jobs across production, editing, and marketing. And the parent company Alphabet is actively funding the next phase of expansion, forecasting a staggering $175 to $185 billion in capital expenditures by 2026. This capital is being deployed to integrate generative AI models like Gemini deeply into the platform. The objective is to fully automate the friction out of content creation and drastically increase the precision of hyper-targeted advertising. Alphabet's massive capital investments place them at the center of the generative decade, aiming to turn both content creation and ad targeting into fully automated extensions of their own hardware infrastructure.